Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hello, my name is V. I post nail tutorials every Thursday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. Central Time. Getting right into today's video, I did pre-prep my practice hand with the not polished C-curve tips. They are the extra long ones. I did go ahead and trim them just slightly, and I'm getting right into my acrylic application. For today's video, I am using Second Nude. I wanted to do kind of like a tropical vibe inspired nail art. So I'm using more of a peachy, like orangey toned nude to kind of match the vibe. So for today's video, I am using the not polish acrylic monomer and the not polish acrylic brush in a size 12. So while I was applying this acrylic on the pinky specifically, I believe I left a little bit of product in my brush, like I didn't thoroughly clean it out. So it was really irritating to me and really hard to use. So just your friendly reminder, please make sure you guys clean your guys' brush thoroughly. Luckily I have backup brushes. However, if you just stick to one and you have a client, this could be a good struggle when it comes to having a dirty brush. So I ended up switching out my brush, I believe like halfway through doing the ring finger. So you'll notice that I am switching it out, and once I switch it out, I am using the acrylic brush from Profiles Backstage. It's the size 10, which has also been one of my favorites, so I don't mind using either one. There's just a slight difference in size. So I'm just going ahead and doing my acrylic application, starting at the tip, working my way down the sides, making sure that everything is nice and perfect. I try to work as clean as possible, so you'll see me consistently wipe the sides to make sure that the square shape does not get all messed up. So I am going ahead and doing that. For today's video, I am just doing a very basic thin layer of acrylic just to use as my background for the actual design. I wanted to focus a lot more on the nail art aspect since I am doing it on a practice hand, so you will not be seeing any sort of apex on this nail at all, or any thickness really. I'm just working with a thin base for that color. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch the rest of this process. Very self-explanatory, and I feel like a lot of the time you will grasp more of what I'm doing by just watching versus me trying to talk through it. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch, and then I'll get right back on. Once we are done with our acrylic application and everything is nice and dry, I'm starting off my filing process. For this step, I am using the rechargeable e-file from Kiara Sky. I have her at a speed of about 9 to 10,000 RPMs. Along with that, I'm using my 5-in-1 bit from Kiara Sky as well. I like to start off at the cuticle area, kind of go around the cuticle, make sure that everything is nice and smooth. And then I go vertically up and down the surface of the nail with very, very light pressure throughout this entire process. I just want to smooth out that surface. I'm not trying to remove bulk product, so make sure you are very gentle at this point. Now, if you do have little bumps and ridges that you want to fix, obviously go ahead and apply a little bit more pressure. But if you try to apply it as smooth as possible, you don't want to overfile. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that off, and then we're going to be moving on to our hand filing. If you are an OG to my channel, you will note that my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file is my ride or die. I'm absolutely obsessed with them, and I don't think I'll ever switch from this hand file. I love them so much. I definitely recommend them if you guys are looking for an easy to dispose and sanitize kind of system. These are by far my favorite. So I'm going ahead and filing the sides, making sure that the shape is nice and crisp. I'm going in on the sides on either side, and then I move to the next side. You want to alternate from right to left, left to right. Make sure that you are not overfiling one side or the other. Now, flipping the hand around to look at the nails from the client's perspective, I feel like this part is really crucial, especially if you're struggling with your shaping. If you turn that nail around and look at it from a different view than what you are working with, it's going to help you see any flaws that you might have missed from your view. So I'm just going ahead and squaring off that tip, and if at this point I notice any imperfections on the sides, I would fix it as well. I'm going in and buffing the nails. I am using my sponge buffer from Profiles Backstage. This one is my favorite, and I'm going in pretty deep when it comes to buffing the surface of the nail. I'm going to be doing some hand painted nail art, so I really want to make sure that the surface is super smooth. And of course, don't forget, when working on a client, you want to make sure you are really grasping their finger very well, so that it doesn't wiggle back and forth and you do not cause discomfort. And of course, I'm cleaning the surface of the nail with a lint-free wipe and some swipe. If you prefer to send your client to wash their nails, that is absolutely okay. I just prefer this because they stay there in my chair and I don't have to worry about them taking forever. So I'm going in and just cleaning my practice hand as well, and we are going ahead and starting our nail art. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I wanted to go for like a tropical vibe moment for today's nail art. That being said, I saw this watercolor like marble effect transfer foil from Profiles Backstage, and it had blues, yellow, and orange tones in it, and I instantly became obsessed with it. Now, I didn't want to use transfer foil because I've used it obviously in the past, so I wanted to kind of do something out of the norm, I guess. And I figured I could do some like color blocking type of feel that I've actually seen online before and kind of see what I came up with. So I'm starting off with a white base. For this step, I am using the Kiara Sky Gel Art Collection in the color white. I'm not actually quite sure if it has an actual name to it, but it's just the white one. So I'm going in and doing whatever design I want on the nail. This is just going to work as my base. It's going to help the colors pop, so I want to make sure that I am adding a good even coat of that. I figured I would do this versus just putting the watercolor marble thing on directly to the nude, as I really want it to be really vibrant versus it kind of wash into that nude background. So now for the middle finger, I'm doing like the V-cut sort of design. Same concept as I just did on the index finger, and then I'm going to be doing different cutouts on the rest of the nails as well. So I'll let you guys watch that. Make sure you guys cure in the light before you go in with the next step, and I am actually showing, I believe, a little glimpse of that. I feel like if you guys don't see it, you guys don't know I'm doing it, so it kind of makes you want to ask. And I do get comments all the time like asking if I cured it or not. So yes, I am curing it, and you'll be able to see a little glimpse of that whenever I put my Kiara Sky light up to it. Again, make sure you cure before you go in the next step. Apparently, I did cut out that footage, but cure it before you go in. Now I'm going in with the neon yellow gel paint from Profiles Backstage. You guys know I'm obsessed with their gel paints. They are my favorite. They have officially come out with their neon collection, and I am so excited. This is the first time I'm using them, so bear with me. You can see that they are super bright. I absolutely love it. So I'm basically just splatting that color on to the white in no specific order, no specific design, no specific pattern. I'm just blotting it on there, and then I am taking my 3D nail art brush and putting a little bit of Swipe from Young Nails onto the bristles, and then I'm kind of moving it around to give that like marbleized effect. Now, you can't really see it, and that is fine. I honestly just wanted hints and pops of that yellow in there. I didn't really care if you could actually see the marble effect. So I feel like once I put in the other colors, it will complement just the little hints of yellow. So I'm just kind of thinning them out, making it a little bit translucent on certain areas and a little bit thicker on others. So I'm actually not curing before I go into the next step. You guys are probably thinking I'm crazy, but I feel like whenever I'm mixing products that are so opposite from each other, it's fine if I do not cure. And that's just my thought process. Doesn't necessarily mean that it is accurate. Just from my experience, I haven't had any issues till this day. So I'm going to continue doing what works for me. Now, once I thinned those lines out, I'm going in with my next color, which is like a tealish blue color. This is actually a marble ink that I made. I have a video from like one of my first videos that I ever came out with. So if you guys check that video out and you guys cringe, I am so sorry. It probably is really cringy. But I did do some marble inks with Sharpies, and I have those in my collection just for whenever I need it. So I'm taking that brush and just dabbing it again randomly onto the nail, kind of complementing where the yellow is at, using my 3D nail art brush and thinning those out and giving it that marbleized effect that I am trying to achieve. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the rest of the nails, and then we're going to be moving on to the orange color. I am just going back in and kind of darkening up certain areas with the orange and the blue as well. And once I'm done with that, I am going ahead and curing the nail because I did put that yellow gel paint and I want to make sure that it is cured before we top coat. Now to complement and give a little bit of accent to this nail art, I am taking the gold gel paint from Not Polish. It's my favorite like hue of gold. You know, you have like more whiter golds and more yellow golds. This one is like directly in the middle and it's a little bit more muted, so I love it and I feel like it complements every color no matter what color you choose. So I am just taking a liner brush from Profiles Backstage and I'm doing a very thin line where the design starts, and I'm gonna go ahead and outline the rest of the cutout portions. Same process, very, very carefully just lining it, and then we're gonna be curing that in the light as well. Now for my top coat, I am doing a mixture of matte and shiny. So the reason why for this specific video I did not decide to do the matte first and then go in with the nail art is because marble inks will penetrate that matte top coat. Matte top coat is porous, so if I add any pigment or anything like that to it, it will stain it instantly and it'll be really, really hard to remove it. So I wanted to eliminate that and just be able to do it a lot more easier with the acrylic base versus having that matte top coat in the back. I wanted to be able to clean it up. So I'm going in with Gloss It from Not Polish and doing the glossy portion first, and I'm just doing the nail art glossy, and then the background is going to be matte. For the matte top coat, I am using Matte It from Not Polish, and I'm just taking my 3D nail art brush, applying a little bit on that brush, just because it's thinner than the bristles on the actual top coat. So I figured I would use that to have better control of it and it not get onto the nail art. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, cure it, and then do the matte top coat.
This is for my day ones. Don't forget the ones I made ya. Deep side sweating out flavor. This is for my day ones. Day one. Showed up. Day one before the glow up. Don't need ask for them show love. Don't need ask for them show love. Show love. Izquierda pa derecha, dale bien pa' acá. Yo quiero que tú bailes, dale sin parar. Todo mundo show love, show love. Ooh, take it back to when nobody used to know me. Let's tell you I was just chilling with my homies. Now that we're popping, everybody is talking. This is for my day ones. Don't forget the ones that made ya. Deep south sweating out flavor. This is for my day ones, day ones. This is for my day ones. Don't forget the ones that made ya. Deep south sweating out flavor. This is for my day ones, day ones. Ooh, take it back to when nobody used to know me. Let's tell you I was just chilling with my homies. Now that we're popping, everybody is talking. This is for my day ones. Don't forget the ones that made ya. Deep south sweating out flavor. This is for my day ones, day ones. This is for my day ones. Don't forget the ones that made ya.
That basically concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.
Get the ones that made ya. Deep south sweating out flavor. This is for my day ones, day ones. Izquierda pa' derecha, dale bien paga. Yo quiero que tú bailes, dale sin parar. Todo mundo, hey, quiero vacilar. Shake it, and I'll throw it right